there are many monuments to the Air Force's enlisted heritage. Autographed portraits of past Chief Master Sergeants of the Air Force line the wall between the classrooms. The stairwell is adorned with a visual representation of progression through the enlisted ranks. Throughout its hallowed halls, the building bears commemorative plaques from ALS classes long since graduated. There is one plaque, however, that stands out from the rest. This plaque is small, unassuming. You'd hardly even notice it in its secluded space near the entrance to the student break room. But what it represents has served to cast a dark shadow upon Aviano's Airman Leadership School students. Emblazoned at the top of this plaque, the inscription reads, Volley Ball, ALS victories against the Chiefs and Shirts group since the beginning of time. Below this, in minuscule, barely legible type, are inscribed the class and flight numbers of victorious teams. All 2 of them. They are set on a velvet backdrop as red as the shame felt by countless airmen who've lost a game of volleyball to a group of enlisted men and women at the twilight of their Air Force careers. This plaque hangs as a constant, in-your-face reminder to ALS airmen to respect your elders. Every class must face the chiefs and first sergeants, and with the exception of 2 lone classes in all of recorded history, everyone is lost. But Class 05 Echo had a plan. The day before our match, we held a volleyball tournament of our own to determine which of our flights had the best chance against the dreaded Shirts and Chiefs. It was determined that Alpha flight had the most skill, followed by Bravo and then Charlie. We decided to face the Shirts and Chiefs in the reverse of that order, counting on the strategy that by the final match, the Bengay would wear off and their knee joints would burst into flames. The next day, after 8 hours of riveting, thrill-a-minute lectures from our instructors, we were ready to confront our doom at the hands of the Chiefs and Shirts. The whole class went over to the Area 2 Fitness Center. We filtered into our respective flights and waited for our turn to play the Chiefs and Shirts, like lambs in line for the slaughter. Charlie Flight had the first crack at the NCO juggernaut. Tech Sergeant Dickerson took his perch high above the net and divided our 2 armies, and with whistle in mouth assumed his role as referee. Staff Sergeant Levergood had the unenviable task of keeping score. This job has been known to cause carpal tunnel syndrome in people who try to write down points as fast as the Shirts and Chiefs score them. The game began, and at first it had all the makings of a legitimate competition. Tension mounted as the ball went back and forth between teams, with the score tied at 0 for the first 5 whole minutes. But then, the Chiefs and Shirts came to life. Mustering their centuries of combined experience, they began to pound on the lowly airmen, quickly rifling off 5 unanswered points. Charlie Flight managed to temporarily stop the bleeding and regain control of the serve, but that small measure of hope was short-lived. Another 5 minutes passed, and the score was now 13-3 in favor of the older, more experienced Chiefs group. A final ray of hope came through for the hapless Charlie Flight in the form of a foot fault on a serve from the Chiefs and Shirts. Would we be able to come back from such a massive deficit? To put it politely, hell had a better chance of freezing over. The Shirts and Chiefs got the ball back and took the first game 15-3. The victors switched sides while the dejected Charlie Flight left the court to be replaced by Bravo Flight, who started off with the serve. Things looked very promising at the outset for the students. Thanks to a powerful jump serve from Airman Baker, Bravo Flight jumped out to an early 3-0 lead. But the Chiefs and Shirts regrouped, regained the serve, and slowly, patiently, and methodically worked their way to a 14-7 advantage. Bravo Flight was down, but not out. They got the serve back and began chipping away at the Chiefs and Shirts lead. Bravo Flight played with the tenacity and determination you'd expect from a group of young adults about to be defeated by a bunch of people twice their age. 9-14, 10-14, 11-14. Could this really be happening? The Chiefs and Shirts up until this point seemed unbeatable, but they were beginning to falter, relinquishing point after point as Bravo Flight clawed their way back. And then the Chiefs and Shirts won the serve back and spiked it down Bravo Flight's throat. So close yet so far. Alpha Flight, the last hope of our on-the-ropes Airman Leadership School class, took to the court. The members of the Chiefs and Shirts team glared through the holes in the net at their untested opposition like lions sizing up their next meal. Their swagger and trash-talking might have proven very intimidating had it not been for one factor. The members of Alpha Flight knew something the Shirts and Chiefs, in all their infinite experience and wisdom, did not. This moment was the culmination of our plan. You see, everything leading up until that point had been a masterfully orchestrated ploy. Charlie Flight had thrown the first game in order to lull the old-timers into a false sense of security early on. Bravo flight employed Muhammad Ali's famous rope-a-dope tactic, ensuring the Chiefs and Shirts would expend most of their energy before the finish. It is written that pride goes before a fall. The unsuspecting Chiefs group was about to experience that ancient proverb at the hands of Class 05 Echo. The Alpha Flight team pounced on the opposition like Michael Moore on his last slice of pizza. The 1-2 punch of Airman Morgan's sets and Airman Smith's spikes was relentless. The Airmen scored 11 points before the senior NCOs even knew what hit them. Most teams would roll over and die when faced with such an insurmountable deficit, but these are Chief Master Sergeants and First Sergeants we're talking about. Drawing from the same internal reservoir that enables a person to endure more than 20 years of Air Force service, the creaking, wheezing, moaning, and groaning Chiefs and Shirts strove valiantly to pull themselves out of their hole, postponing their loss, just like they've done their retirements. Few things are inevitable in life, but Alpha Flight winning that match was one of them. Final score 15-10. On this, our Airman Leadership School graduation night, we smile and laugh as we reflect back on that day just a few weeks ago. Alas, we won't get our class name on the red velvet plaque, but if we stay close to the lessons that we've learned in Airman Leadership School, one day we'll be in their shoes.
Woo!
Master Sergeant McCullough, please come up and receive the Chiefs and Shirts Sports Challenge Trophy. Thank you, Chief Smith, Master Sergeant McCullough, and Senior McCurdy.
Senior McCurdy works for AFN, so if we lose the single
Do you expect
we know why.
to get that fourth strike? Because it's not happening.
From day one, professional men and women of Class 05 Echo have enjoyed